Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and this video here is going to go over death and death items in Asheron's Call. So death works a little bit different in this game than it does in really any other game that you might have played before, MMORPG or MMO wise. In this game, when you die, you will lose items upon dying, and also you will gain vitae, which decreases all of your stats, attributes, and stuff like that by a certain amount until you get enough experience to make it go away. That's only temporary, so don't worry that much about it. So, let me show you a few of the death items I have and explain to you how they work. Then I will go get myself killed and show you how that works pretty much. So, taking a look at these death items here, this is a death item. What this means is, see this value, 40k? This has a very high value, so it will drop on death versus, other items that actually might be valuable to me. What happens when you die is items are dropped on your body depending on the value of the item. The more valuable the item, aka the more it costs, the more the higher chance, I guess you can say, of it dropping. Sorry, I had to figure out what I was going to say there. Let me try to find a piece of gear with a high value right now. There you go. Gromley Hide Covenant Solarets. So these right here are worth 30k pyreals pretty much. Now, if I didn't have an item for over 30k pyreals, what would happen is these would drop on death. And you don't want your armor to drop on death because, it's your armor. You're going to need it in order to do stuff. So the, the main thing you need is death items that are worth a lot of money to drop before your actual pieces of gear. Like this is actually that's actually a pretty crappy death item. I'll just drag that in my main pack because I plan on vendoring that. As you can see, I got a ton of death items right here. And the other main thing you want to keep an eye out for with these death items is to make sure they are low burden. Like 16 burden units right here. They weigh very, very little. That way, you're not carrying around like this weighs a lot. I'm actually probably going to tinker that down to make it, weigh less, and it would be a better death item. And also, I also drop these massive mana charges when I die. So, let me take out my staff here. I'm going to portal to a dungeon I know I'm going to get killed in without any buffs. And I'll show you the type of stuff that drops when I die. I'm just going to run into a mob and pretty much get myself killed here. Let me see. Alright, I'm not buffed, so chance of death is like 100%. Let's see. La 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 la, la 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 la. I'm gonna get obliterated. Now look, they're all like a little loud there. Let me turn off combat because it'll end up healing myself. Now as you can see, they're beating the living piss out of me because I'm not buffed right now. And I'm going to drop. There we go, dead. Now, let me read to you what the vitae says. It says, due to your recent death, you have temporarily lost 5% of your vitae, or life force. This means that your health, stamina, mana, and skills are temporarily reduced by 5%. A reduction of less than 15% will not hinder you much, but beware losing much more than that. So what that pretty much means is, I lost my vitae, and all of my skills have been reduced by a certain percentage. And in order to gain that back, as you can see further down, you will gain 1% of your vitae once you earn 760k more experience. Pretty much what that means is, once I kill more mobs after dying, I'll get rid of my vitae and everything will go back to normal. So let me port back to the place where I died, and I'll show you. I'll buff myself up while I'm explaining what items I dropped on my death and stuff like that. So let me move this up. I'll run over here since I know it's safe. Buff. Let me turn off navigate, combat, and turn my volume down a little bit. So let's take a look at this. It says you've lost 63k pyreals, your massive mana charge, which I showed you earlier, another massive mana charge, another massive mana charge, a pristine mana shard, your orb, your beret, your heavy bracelet, your massive mana charge, a leather shirt, a pristine mana charge, and Life Giver's Crystal. So, massive mana charges I showed you earlier, there's still one right there. I still have one left. they are worth 65k. Therefore, they would drop, before something worth less. I also lost the orb, the beret, and a heavy bracelet, which were all in here that I showed you. Here's another beret that's worth quite a bit. Here's a silk cap that's worth quite a bit. Here's another orb that's worth quite a bit, and one of those leather chests that I showed you previously, the one worth, I think it was 65k. I dropped that as well. And as you can see here, I still have quite a few items worth a lot of money. In case I happen to, die again, getting my body back, you wouldn't want to start losing your actual good items when it comes time to, recover your body if you happen to die again. So that's definitely something else you want to keep in mind, is always have enough death items for at least 2 deaths on your character. Now, I can't remember how, depending on your character's level, I'm pretty sure that determines how many items you'll drop when you die. And there's also a augmentation you can use. You can turn in a blank augmentation gem, which I actually have one on me right here. You can turn one of these in to an NPC in the world, and it will decrease the amount of items you drop upon dying by, I think, 5 or something like that. It's not the most useful one you can possibly get, despite it being pretty useful. On Darktide, it's probably, the most useful one you can get, which is the PvP server. But it's definitely something you want to keep in mind, and it's a definite upgrade you can do to your character at some point in the very, very near future. Or upon getting one, rather. So that's pretty much all there is to death items. It's pretty easy to figure out. Like I said, just carry around high-value items that don't weigh much. Throw them in an alternate bag or anything like that. Also, like I showed you, the mana shards work. So you can also carry around a few of them, use them as death items, and things like that. They're pretty much must-haves when it comes to this game. You don't want to lose anything that's actual value to you. Gear, weapons, you need all of that stuff. So it's definitely something you want to remember, and definitely remember to carry around death items. The only other thing that I can think about saying is, in order to make a death item, say you find an item that's worth quite a bit, tinker it with gold. And that will help you make a death item, because gold increases the value of an item. So aside from that, that's really all there is to it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, like, comment, and subscribe to me for future gaming and Asheron's Call videos. I'll catch you guys around, and as always, good luck and happy hunting.